So we got a great show for you on this Worship Wednesday. So much to do, so little time. Rob G, we want to bring you in to set up this. And basically, The Athletic wrote a scathing article about your Messiah, Kelvin, Luka.
My Messiah scoring 53 points. What else?
He's your Messiah.
Did I name one of my daughters after him, too?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Lukita?
That's her middle name, right?
Yeah, Lukita. Kennedy Lukita.
I told you I wanted to name my son Strawberry, but that didn't work out. Maybe
you might have. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that alone.
Straw was his name. Strawberry, Barry.
Okay, Straw. Middle name Barry
Parker. That would have been an awesome name, Straw Parker.
And he would have hated baseball.
Yeah, and he would have. Right, you know that.
Dad, I want to play badminton.
Yes, and I'd be like, okay, let's change your name. Now we'll make it Strawberry Barry.
All right. That was one of your better ones.
There we go. All right, Rob G. There was some article.
Yeah, so it's telling that after Luka has his debut performance against the Mavs, has a triple-double, that the biggest story to come out of the game was not his performance, but this article that came out early Wednesday morning. Sam Amick of The Athletic published the long-form piece discussing, of course, the Luka Dončić, number one, his game against Dallas, and number two, more importantly, what went wrong that led to their divorce. In the article, Amick is quoted, or has this in his article, reads, quote, "Make no mistake, the people who witnessed Luka's last days in Dallas do not paint a flattering portrait of the 25-year-old's professionalism. They call him lazy. They talk about the weight issues that were such a frequent frustration within their walls. They mention the social habits, such as a taste for beer and hookah, which have been a point of concern for NBA types since he was a 19-year-old star in Real Madrid entering the NBA draft. Here's the worst part. They predict his basketball demise, highlighting a health history that, as some see it, will likely lead to catastrophe in the next 5 years."
I'll say this. The Athletic, the reporting, this is what I expected. We talked about this, Kelvin, that this is there's a story behind this. This is not a basketball trade. This is we're dumping a guy we don't believe is a professional who works at his craft as far as staying in shape, doing what's necessary. And while he's getting away with it now as a 25-year-old with a 35-year-old body, that in 5 years this is going to be bad. And I'm going to buy into the Mavericks and think that, yes, they are right here, because I don't believe that LeBron's going to rub off on Luka, and Luka's going to spend $1 million a year with trainers and eating right and all that other stuff. I don't see that, because he's had success, right? He's had a lot of success doing what he's done. But as you get older, you know this, things change. And what you get away with when you're 20-some-odd, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, doesn't automatically work when you're 30 or 31 or 32. And I think they made the right business decision when you're talking about $350 million. Because the worst thing you want is a guy who, once you give him that money, if he didn't feel compelled to stay in shape and do what's right and take his career, and I'm talking about from the physical part, serious, how are you going to get him to do anything once you give him $350 million and he's getting older? So I think the Mavericks, given what they saw firsthand, made the right decision.
The Mavericks made the wrong decision 2 weeks ago, a week ago, an hour ago, 5 minutes ago when this topic started. They made the wrong decision, and they've been backpedaling ever since, trying to explain it away in the media, trying to, I can't believe the backlash. I guess we maybe undersold the backlash. We were kind of blown away by that. What do you mean? There are several points here. One, I do believe, and I actually do agree, that there are some cultural differences. If you've ever been to Europe, they smoke cigarettes. There's obviously there's more of a siesta. Enjoy some wine, enjoy family. You take your job seriously, but life is more than that. That's a real cultural thing in America. You and I talk about this, Rob. Work, work, work. You're sick, don't take a day off. Your kids got a thing, don't take a day off. We take pride in saying, in 50-year career, I never take a day off. And then we die and never live life. We take pride in that
So
here in
people
America.
in Europe, they don't die? They die too.
No, I know they died.
Okay.
But they take pride in living life and family and things. So that is a cultural thing. So I can see him enjoying the hookah, enjoying a beer. I get that. However, I still believe you can be very effective while enjoying those things, especially if you find some moderation and you find some balance to it. Because now I'm not a big drinker. I don't smoke. I don't do that. However, if you look at The Last Dance, as we all watched because we were sitting at home during quarantine, after every game, Michael Jordan, what is the first thing he do when he got in the locker room? Where the beer at? Not in the off season, in the middle of the season, regular season, postseason, finals. Him, Scotty, everybody cracking open the beer and a cigar. So people smoke, people drink, and people have success. Larry Bird, same exact thing. That whole everybody we got to scale that back. People go. LeBron has a couple of glasses of wine. It's the same thing. The problem is Luka he's not in physical shape as him. So we add on to that. If you tell me I'm only going to get 5 years, but I'm going to get a ring or two in those 5 years, I'm going to get the same Luka, if not even better, just simply because he's aging and is in his prime more, it's worth the 5 years. Anthony Davis was not going to be better. Anthony Davis is injury prone. I wish him the best. He was a heck of a player. Seems to be a great guy. But that's the fact. The first game, he's been down since. You won the trade. I got a guy who just got a triple-double against his former team, who got the W and who can prolong his career by having somebody like a LeBron that takes the
W
burden
is
off
really a
of him.
factor in this with no Anthony Davis playing for the Mavericks. Really, is that's a big deal?
I'm going to use a U.
No, I'm just asking
Yep,
that.
absolutely.
Okay.
You know
I'm
why?
just
Because
asking.
had they lost, you'd have been the first one on here. That's how we'd have started the show.
Of course.
You wouldn't even know
How
welcome
would they
nobody.
lose without Anthony Davis playing? Of course, it would be
No, it
ridiculous.
doesn't matter. The
LeBron,
point is-
when LeBron and Luka are playing and there's no AD and you lose the game at home, that would be shocking.
Right, but they got to win. They got the better of the trade, and there's no discussion, and they're the only people trying to sell themselves
No,
on
but
that.
here's the thing that you're not understanding. Is that they know who Luka is. They've watched him for 7 years. It ain't like that. This is a knee-jerk reaction, and they just knew him from the weekend and made a snap decision on who he is from the weekend. This ain't his first contract. No, they've lived with him. Trust me, they know. You don't
You know
make a
who else
decision
made-
like that without
You know who else
knowing.
made some
Am
bad
I right or
decisions?
wrong? Do they know
that's
him?
true. They
Yes,
obviously
they
see
know
him.
his workout
However,
habits. They know what he's done. They know.
This is a
We're
new ownership. Mark Cuban knew him and knows him. He said, "I'll get rid of my wife before I get rid of Luka."
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Have you
just telling
seen
you
his
what the man
wife?
said.
I'm just saying.
I'm just telling you what the man said. New ownership who wants to do different things with their money, wants to have casinos. Texas won't let them. There's a whole different thing. And ownership and management also let Saquon Barkley go, as you and I have talked about the entire season. Ownership, and they can make bad decisions, like getting rid of Luka Dončić. They can try to spin it, tell me, and I'm not saying he's tip-top shape.
But see here,
I'm not saying he don't enjoy a beer.
But what you're not being honest with yourself, can I say this, is you know this has nothing to do with basketball. Can you at least acknowledge that? Because on face, just based on basketball, it is a lopsided trade. Would you agree with that or not?
You got to give me more.
Is this a
I
basketball
only
trade?
But
Is this a
I'm
basketball
only
trade is
looking
what
at
I'm
it
asking
as
you.
What I got
No,
from
that's
the return.
not. Is this about we got AD, this is great.
I believe it's a money trade more than
okay.
anything else.
All right. I think it's more than that because to me, to give up a 25-year-old in this situation
Rob Parker
tells me.
Let me tell you why you're wrong. And I believe, and I really mean, I get your point, but let me tell you why I believe you're wrong. Because they traded for Anthony Davis, who has been hurt more than just about anybody in the league except for a handful of people like Embiid. They didn't trade for somebody else. They didn't go get Giannis. They traded for Anthony Davis, who was hurt all the time. So if you're telling me it's, for other reasons and injuries, he's going to catastrophic. Well, guess what you got? The first game, Anthony Davis is out.
Okay, but Anthony
that
Davis,
was a
unlike
terrible decision.
Luka, has won a championship, correct?
Wait, what does that have to do? He didn't win for you.
No, I'm just asking you. Did he win a championship? Anthony Davis.
I genuinely don't get your point.
Yeah,
yes,
the
he won a
point.
championship.
The point is they felt like rather than rolling the dice with Luka. We went to the finals last year. He's banged up a lot too. He's overweight. He's not taking his body and career serious.
So I go get the guy who's
so I'm
gonna
get a guy.
him.
Yeah, but
that made no sense.
Yes,
Come
it
on,
does. Because when he
Rob.
plays, he's one of the best players in the league, and you know that.
Come on, Rob. Come on,
Does.
Rob.
You know that.
Literally,
It ain't
poetic justice. The first
it
game
don't have
for them.
anything to do with basketball. That's my point about this.
So
This
they
is
go get a
this
more
is about his
injury-prone,
character.
catastrophic injury-prone
This is
guy.
about his character and not wanting to pay that. All right,